السلام عليكم أخواني وأخواتي. اليوم إن شاء الله ريتا راح تورينا كيف ترسم العين بالقلم الرصاص إن شاء الله. ريتا رحبي بالمستمعين. ريتا
Hi everyone.
بالعربي.
السلام عليكم. اليوم أنا أقول لكم كيف نسوي
رسمة العين بالمرسام. يلا خلينا نروح مع ريتا ستيب باي ستيب كيف راح ترسم العين، او خطوة بخطوة كيف راح ترسم العين. هذه كمان ان شاء الله رسمة تانية لريتا حتشرح لنا هي المرة الجاية نوع من انواع عدسة العين. ريتا كيف رسمتي هذه الرسمة حبيبي؟
أنا سويت
ريتا ماني سامعك يا حبيبي.
I did the first time I tried to make this picture, like I was halfway through finishing it when I accidentally did a line all the way across my eye, so I had to rub the eye completely out and then restart the video. That was bad.
هذه كانت رسمة فاشلة هي عملتها، بس أنا بالنسبة لي الرسمة جدا جميلة. في الكومنت قولوا لي إيش رأيكم في العين، عجبتكم ولا ما عجبتكم إن شاء الله. مع السلامة. ريتا إيش نبغى نقول لهم؟ مع السلامة.
Hi guys! Today I'll be showing you a quick and easy way to draw a really hyper-realistic eye. All you would need is lots of pencils, a cut any size you want, and a sharpener or a electric, and a ruler. It can be any ruler you want. It could be one of these rulers or one of these rulers. Okay, let's start. First, you'll get your cup, this cup, and you'll trace it. You'll trace it like so. And then you'll get your ruler and you'll draw a line. It can be at any angle you want. It can be long ways, slant ways, sideways, any way you want. In the background, you will be hearing my pet bird. Okay, after you do that, we'll be making the shape of the eye. You go from the corner, you draw a tiny little line. Don't forget, when you're drawing the circle and the long line, do it faint, because you don't want it to be like too hard, or you won't be able to rub it out. Okay. Then you go up. You go like this. Then it has to end here. Okay?
Oh, can I protect my sister?
Okay. After you do the top lid, it's time for the bottom. You want it to be a bit more faint, so you go up, then down, then you curve back up. Like so. Then we'll be doing the eye crease. You'll use your top half of your eyelid as a rough guide. Okay? Then make sure it overlaps over the circle and ends on the line. You can do it however you want, but if you don't like it, you can just get an eraser, rub it out, and try again. Like this. After you get the shape you want, you get your eraser and you rub out the line and the circle that you drew for a rough guide. Okay? Make sure you do it light so it's easy to rub out. Be careful not to rub out any of the eye. If you do, you can just go back over it and draw it again. Okay? Okay? Like me, I accidentally rubbed out a bit of my eye, but there's a little line. There are lines to show where you drew it. There you go. Next we'll be drawing the pupil. The pupil should be like the space of 2 thumbs put together. Like that. Or if you want it to be good and proper, you can just draw a circle. That's where you get a smaller cup. You place it down and you trace it. But make sure you trace it well and trace it light in case you want to rub it out and redo. There you go. If it overlaps, just get a big rubber like this and rub it out. If you rub out more of the eye, just go back over it. Like that. And you should have the right shape for the pupil. Next, we will be drawing like a light. For example, like a window, or like a window, or like 2 square lines here and here. I'll draw a window. Don't forget to make it curve a bit to make it realistic, because your eye is a circle. If you want, you could you could change it or make it any shape you want. Since I didn't like the shape I made, I'll make a new one. Sorry about that. I thought I drew the wrong shape. Next, you can draw a shadow as maybe a cameraman shooting a video. Or you can just make it curve like that. Next we'll be doing the iris. It can be big or small depending on how much light is around the room. It can be a tiny dot. It can be like a really tiny circle if there's lots of light in the room. It can be like a normal circle if like it's in like a not too bright room. Or it can be like really big if there's like no light in the room at all. Right now I'll draw a regular. If you don't like the shape, just go over it again until you get the shape you want. Once you get the shape you want, you'll like make a little squiggly line, okay? Like for example, this. And then you shade the rest in black. Make sure when you shade it in, there isn't any like white spots, okay? Like so. Next we'll be shading the iris, okay? If you want a light colored iris, you go light with your pencil, okay? Like so. What I would do is first I'd go a light, a little bit of a dark tone, but not too dark. Like this. Then I lightly rub it out, and it should give you a light iris, or you can just shade light. Okay? Here you go. If you want it light, I suggest you do it like this. Tilt your pencil at an angle until you get nice and thin strokes. Like so. And it'll give you an iris kind of like this. If you think the strokes are a bit too too visible, just get your finger and smudge it in a bit. It will fade in the strokes and make it a nice shade. If you think it should be lighter, just get a rubber and lightly press down on different spots. It will rub out a bit. Or you just go lightly like that, and it should give you the nice shade you want. Like so. If it lightened up the iris, just go back with your pencil and shade it a bit more to make it more visible. And there you go. This is the baseline, like how you want it to start off as. What you want to do is like get it the right shade before you do anything else. And like and do it like a nice tone. If you don't like the tone and you want to do it in a different way, I suggest you use a thick rubber and go back over it. But I like mine the way it is, so I'll keep it this way. It will be very difficult to shade smoothly. If you have a thick tip pen, like it will be harder to shade in. But remember, if you slant your pencil at a side, then do the strokes, it will be easier to blend in. Okay? Got that? If you want your the light in your iris to be in your pupil to be really light, first you need to make sure you define the outline really, really well. Like so. For good measures, I suggest you should go back with your pencil and darken the iris in the middle to make it more realistic. Make sure if you're making it dark, you leave no spaces, or it will look more like you're drawing in pencil. Like so. Since we're focusing on the iris, and we know that the light will be coming from the right corner, there will be like a bit of light blockage. And what we'll do is we'll darken it up just a bit. Just in the areas there'll be a bit of light blockage. Make sure that you don't go too dark. If you go too dark, just lightly rub it out and just go over it again. Like so. If you want it to be like in lots of different like angles, like for example, if the light shading is in the left bottom corner, then there'll still be a bit of blockage area, but it'll be more in like the left-hand side, not the right. See, I made the light blockage more in the left. So I'll go back over it and cover the right side up a little bit more, like that. But if you do it too much, it'll be it will be okay, but I suggest not too much, or like it won't look realistic. Okay? There you go. I suggest right now you should go back over with your pencil and make it more like a light grey tone, like the iris. Okay? If you make it more of a light grey tone, you have to make sure that you don't colour in the little like light square. Okay? Just like before, if you don't like the strokes, just go with your finger and just smoothen it out. Okay? It will smoothen out the lines. So, what I suggest is you go back over with your line. You go back over your lines and like make it darker, so you can see the eye properly, like this. Don't forget, like near the crease here, you draw like a little circle, like that, to make it more like the eye, okay? Don't forget to go over the eye crease too. The eye crease is really important. You can't forget it. Remember, the eye crease is so important. Don't forget it. When you're going over, remember to thicken up the lines, but not too much. Just enough, like that. There you go. Your eye should start off looking like this. If it does, then you're off to a good start. Remember, your eye, you can just leave it like as a light grey at the start, but later we'll change it, okay? Now, make sure while you're doing the shadow that the edge of it is soft, like it's blending from dark to light, like so. Okay? And then do the same thing for the lines of your It doesn't have to be like so much, just enough. Okay? Make sure while you're doing this, you do thin strokes. So if you do thin strokes, it should be easier. Remember, dark then fading into light. We'll add more of this detail later. For now, your eye should look like this. Remember, fade from dark to light. When you shade it, when you stop shading, make sure it's the same tone of grey you use. And make sure when you're doing this little streak that you don't do it too thin. It's okay if you go over this little square over here. You just get a rubber. You lightly just rub out what's in the square. And if you rub out the rest, just shade. In the end, your eye should look like this. Stay tuned for part 2 for me to show you the rest.
هذه العين النهائية اللي وصلت لها قريب. ريتا ايش تبي تقولي لنا؟
I want to tell you that this is not yet my finished result. I have still a few finishing touches to do, but I'll explain that in the next video.
بتقول لكم هذا مو الشكل النهائي اللي هي تبى توصل له، بس لسه في اشياء كثيرة راح تعدلها، راح توصف لكم هي او راح تشرحها لكم في الفيديو الجاي ان شاء الله. ايش تبي تقولي للجروب؟
أنا هوبك جروب، أنا هوبك جروب، أنا هوبك، أنا هوبك، أنا هوبك جروب. Don't forget to like and subscribe with the notification bells on. Love you all so much. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.
مع السلامة ولنا لقاء آخر.